celebration, and welcome to the congregation of Goat vs. Fish. Your Goat vs. Fish morning stream continues to give you the motivation you need to get out there and versus that fish. Or goat. Are you goat? Or are you fish? We will now wait patiently for the congregation to gather in Goat vs. Fish. We'll count the goat and fish, and we're going to do some call-outs. We're going to celebration together. We're going to move our hooves. We're going to move our fins. We're going to get that blood flowing to your brain, to your gut, and to your heart, so that we can all take part. Take part in the celebration that is the existence, that is the participation, that is the congregation, that is the delineation between goat and fish. We already have a fish in the congregation. It's Vind. Celebration for fish. Goat vs. Fish is now going to take a versus to spread the information that Goat vs. Fish is live now. So please enjoy this song of Goat vs. Fish, while Goat vs. Fish lets everyone know that it's time for the Goat vs. Fish show. Be sure to like the stream, leave a comment, and share with someone you know that Goat vs. Fish is here for you.
Do you be goat? Do you be goat? Do you be goat? Do you be fish? Do you be goat? Because the goats do be goat and the fish do be fish. Do you be goat or a fish? Don't sit on the fence. Well, goat are of the land and fish are of the sea. But goat versus fish, which one do you be? Do you be goat or a fish? Do you be goat or a fish? Because the goats do be goat and the fish do be fish. Do you be goat or a fish? Don't sit on the fence. Now repeat after goat versus fish. Dooby 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 dooby. A dooby goat, dooby goat, dooby goat, dooby goat, or dooby fish.
Wait a versus. Goat versus fish. Goat versus fish just realized that we spent all these verses updating the thumbnail of Goat versus Fish, but we didn't update the thumbnail of Goat versus Fish in the YouTube versus. Artman, celebration, and welcome to Goat vs. Fish. Green Tea 3699. What best describes an awesome goat or a wonderful fish? Well, it seems like the verses truly is already beginning. So we're just going to have to share the verses just as it is. We continue.
Be fish and do be goat or a fish, because the goats do be goat and the fish do be fish. Do you be goat or a fish? Don't sit on the fence. Well, goat versus fish came up to me and said, a goat or a fish, which one do you be? Do you be goat or a fish? 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 Because the goats do be goat and the fish do be fish. Do you be goat or a fish? Don't sit on the fence. Because the goat do be goat and the fish do be fish. The Biddy old man sitter sits on the fence. But the goat do be goat and the fish do be fish. Do you be goat or a fish?
That was Do You Be Goat or Fish on Spotify and all major platforms.
Make some noise for the goat. Make some noise for
And now
the
some
goat.
Thunder tracks.
Make some noise for the goat. Make some noise for the goat. Celebration Thunder tracks. Welcome again to Goat vs. Fish. Welcome again to Goat vs. Fish. This shall be a mighty versus. This is the current versus. This is the current versus. Make some noise for the goat. Make some noise for the goat. This shall be a mighty versus. Goat fishing versus goat fishing versus. Celebration. Oh, my verses. This shall be a mighty versus. Are you goat or fish? Are you goat or are you fish? This is the versus. Are you goat or are you fish? 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 Are you go are you fish? This is the verses. Are you goat or are you fish? 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 Goat or are you fish? Are you goat or are you fish?
A glorious celebration, a glorious celebration. That is on the Spotify playlist. The playlist. Songs of Goat vs. Fish. That Goat vs. Fish links to you now. Here in the pre-verses, we have Vind. We have Artman. We have Patistador. And we have Green Tea 3699. And now you're saying to yourself, I want to see Goat vs. Fish. I want to see Goat vs. Fish. And Goat vs. Fish wants to see you. But there's only one fence. And that is that you can't see Goat vs. Fish. But guess what? You're about to see Goat vs. Fish. So let's hear it. Let's hear it for the One True Verses. Here for your congregation, celebration, declaration, participation, infatuation. Goat vs. Fish. Hi! Welcome to Goat vs. Fish. Welcome to another exciting verses of Goat vs. Fish. Yester versus Goat vs. Fish went to the Universal Bar and Grill, and we stood up. And we sang some songs of Goat vs. Fish, and we did some comedy of Goat vs. Fish. Then we went to the Comedy Store Los Angeles, to the Belly Room for the Ding Dong Show every Mondays at 10:30 p.m. The first Ding Dong Show of 2026. And Goat vs. Fish did our verses, and Goat vs. Fish did our verses there. But we found as profound as is Goat vs. Fish. That Goat vs. Fish did tire. Goat vs. Fish did tire. Why? Why? Because Goat vs. Fish, now 5 verses in a row, has been doing early morning streams with Goat vs. Fish. It's mornings with Goat vs. Fish. It's Goat vs. Fish in the morning. Because Goat vs. Fish wants to show up for you, and Goat vs. Fish wants you to show up for Goat vs. Fish. It's great to get into a little routine. How long will it last? How long will it last? Well, as long as you have the back of Goat vs. Fish, we suspect that it could last for a very long verses, and no longer will Goat vs. Fish feel like there's some fence poking into the mind of Goat vs. Fish saying, you have to stream Goat vs. Fish, you have to go live Goat vs. Fish, you have to give the congregation what they need, Goat vs. Fish, because we will have already done it, and Goat vs. Fish is doing it now, and Goat vs. Fish is doing it now. Now is Goat vs. Fish. Now is Goat versus Fish. We've got the fish over here. We've got the fish over here. We've got the goat over there. We've got Goat and Fish, and we've got Goat and Fish. Goat vs. Fish has been making some YouTube shorts and TikToks and Instagrams and all of these verses. And we get Goat vs. Fish standing just here, just like this, talking about Goat vs. Fish. And we're noticing that we have the fish. We have the fish in the verses, and celebration for fish. But ones may start to wonder, hey, Goat vs. Fish, how come, why, when you are uploading all of these wisdomful shorts of Goat vs. Fish, are there no goat? Now, of course, we always have goat, and celebration for goat, but they may begin to wonder, where's the goat? So we've got the goat on one verses and the fish on one verses, but maybe those goat and fish should mingle a little bit. Maybe we should have some mingling of the goat and of the fish. What say we get the goat and fish to mingle? Goat and fish coming together, they do come together, and they verses. Sometimes they come together to form unification, sometimes they come together to verses. So how about we mingle some of these goat and fish? Why don't we take, let's take this middle, no, that's that goat. That's the rear goat. How about this middle goat? Let's take this middle goat. And we'll put it in this verses. Ooh, look at that.
Ooh.
Let's reverse the goat, and we'll put it here with this fish. Maybe we'll put this goat behind the fish. Put this goat behind the fish like this. So now we've got a goat in the verses. Now we've got goat and we've got fish. And let's take this fish. We've got that fish. Let's take this fish. We'll take this fish. We'll put it like this. Now we've got goat and we've got fish. All looking at Goat vs. Fish. All watching Goat vs. Fish. But of course, now we have more fish than goat. So we need to take one of these fish. Let's take this fish. Let's reverse the fish. Swordfish not to be trifled with, There's our swordfish, and let's throw the swordfish over here. Let's move up that fish, like this. Oh, but now you can scarcely see the eye of the fish. You see, it's a very delicate versus. Goat versus fish can be a very delicate versus. You change one goat, you change fish, and then suddenly everything is different now. But this is change, Goat and Fish. As you can see, this is really the work of Goat versus Fish. You say to yourself, oh, I have to wake up, I have to go to work. Well, look at the labors of Goat versus Fish. Look at the labors of Goat versus Fish. Moving goat around, moving fish. Just look at this. Spinning goat. Ah! Yes. This is high effort. This is high effort content on Goat versus Fish. But really, we are laying the foundation. We're laying the foundation so we can have a prosperous versus. So we can have a big and prosperous versus. So we've got a goat. We've got a fish. So let's just have one goat and one fish on each verses now. Because if we have two goat and three fish, or we have three fish and two goat, then they may say, Goat versus Fish are playing favorites. And maybe Goat versus Fish does have a favorite. Have you ever pondered that? What if Goat versus Fish has a secret favorite between Goat and Fish? How would that make you feel? Do you find that some verses, when you look at your loved ones, you say, I think I like one more than the other? But we know. We may have our feelings from verses to verses, but it's really about how we treat the goat and fish. It's about how we treat the goat and fish. And that's why Goat versus Fish is here, to treat you well, Because you have treated Goat versus Fish so well over the many years of Goat versus Fish. That's why you're still here. You wouldn't be here if you weren't treating well Goat versus Fish. So allow Goat versus Fish to treat you well. Let's have you all treat yourself well. And let's enjoy these Goat and Fish and these Goat and Fish. Celebration for the goat and the fish. Celebration for the goat and the fish. Pat Estedor asks, can I take Goat versus Fish to the grocery store with me? Yes, you can take Goat versus Fish to the grocery store with you. Goat versus Fish will show you just how to do that. You can take Goat versus Fish to the store with you with the tote bag of Goat versus Fish. Look at that. Look at this strong tote of Goat versus Fish. It says Goat versus Fish, and it has the unification. It has the unification of Goat Fish, and we think there might be some tote bags still available on GoatVsFish.com/store. We think we might have a few more. Goat versus Fish has not adjusted those prices for inflation, nor have we increased the shipping, even though the shipping costs are increasing every versus on Goat vs. Fish. It used to cost $5.95 to ship a shirt of Goat vs. Fish across Verse America. Now it can cost as much as $8.95. So you might want to get it while the verses are strong. Get the nice cheap verses. There might be a few totes of Goat vs. Fish left on GoatVsFish.com/store. And if you buy it before the adjustment of the prices of Goat vs. Fish, then celebration to you. That's your verses. You've done it. Weed Pipe says, Friday Fish. Says Friday Fish? Oh, we thought it was Two's verses. But who's keeping track of time? Time is but a fence. The day becomes the night. Night divides the day. I tried to goat and tried to fish. Green Tea 3699 is in the YouTube chat of Goat vs. Fish, and we appreciate your presence on Goat vs. Fish. The unpaid intern of Goat vs. Fish has surely brought you here. And you ask, would it be forbidden for a goat to pursue the companionship of a fish? Oh, it is never forbidden on Goat vs. Fish for a goat to pursue the companionship of a fish, nor is it forbidden for a fish to pursue the companionship of a goat. Why, just look at this goat and fish. Look at this goat and fish. Are they going to kiss? Not yet, for they are still seeking companionship with one another. But it's not an easy versus. Goat and fish, they love. Goat and fish, they fight. Is it going to be all right? Well, that depends on you. And it depends on if the combined verses of the goat and fish can overcome all of the fences, all of the fenciness, all of the doubts, all of the shame, all of the guilt, and all of the things that cause goat and fish to lash out at one another and do horrible, unspeakable things in the name of Goat versus Fish. But really, all we want you to do in the name of Goat versus Fish is to choose goat or fish, to follow Goat versus Fish, and to share Goat versus Fish. You do all of these things, and I think to myself, what a wonderful verses.
And I think to myself, what a wonderful verses.
Green Tea continues, goats can jump on trampolines, so I'm going to select Team Goat. Well, celebration for goat. Hey, goat, let's get that goat. Celebration for goat. Green Tea has chosen goat. Celebration for goat. Check out these production values on Goat vs. Fish. And the bag is awesome. Yes, it's an early versus. Yes, it's an early versus. Early enough for Goat vs. Fish. But we still have here the old board of Goat versus Fish. Let's see how it went yesterversus for those who missed. It looks like we have 16 goat. A fine versus 16 goat, but 20 fish. 21 fish with 1 fish subscriber. $2, that's 200 bits in contribution to goat. 200 in contribution to fish. And 2 fence sitters, 2 fancy fence sitters who wouldn't choose goat or fish. It looks like a triumph for fish. It looks like fish triumphed yesterversus. Celebration for fish, celebration for fish. The fish, the fish, the fish do triumph. The fish do triumph over the goat. Wheat Pipe says fish will survive the flood. Fish will survive the flood. What if fish cause the flood? What if fish are causing floods all around the globe in order to displace goat and create more land for fish? And by land we mean ocean for swimming. What if global warming is a giant fish conspiracy to raise the sea levels so they can claim more territory for fish? That's the kind of verses you might hear on morning radio. We've heard that verses on morning radio, morning talk shows, but you're not going to get that kind of talk on Goat versus Fish. Or are you? Or am I? It's a possible versus. It's a possible versus. Well, Goat and Fish, it's time. Before we erase the board, we have some traditions here on Goat versus Fish. So, when we rise, we like to have a little bit of hydration. Hydration is a critical versus. Whether you are drinking tea or coffee or whatever sort of concoction you are consuming, here with the mug of Goat versus Fish. Goat versus Fish, we're going to enjoy a cup of verses together to start off our celebration with strength. Let us enjoy Goat versus Fish. Celebration. Celebration! The talent is mighty. The talent is mighty on Goat versus Fish. Celebration for hydration. Celebration for hydration. Celebration for hydration. And now we've got to clear the verses. Yesterday's gone, so why the sorrow? And why worry about tomorrow? Goat versus Fish. Come what may, I'll still be saying Goat versus Fish. That's a little verses that was taught to Goat versus Fish when we were just a young Goat versus Fish. But of course, even a young Goat versus Fish is still an old Goat versus Fish. For in the beginning there was Goat versus Fish, and Goat versus Fish said that there should be goat and that there should be fish. But we still have to erase the previous verses. You can't live in the past! You can't live in the past, Goat and Fish. The fence-demic is over. The fence-demic is over. We've got new things. We've got new things happening. And we have Consistent Mike who says, the love boat. But I can live on the love boat. Well, Consistent Mike, do you live up to your name, Consistent Mike? Well, you did follow Goat vs. Fish. That speaks to the desire to be consistent with Goat vs. Fish. You are a first-time chatter. Welcome to the congregation. Welcome to the congregation. Consistent Mike says, I'm consistently stoned. Says, I'm consistently stoned. Well, you are welcome here. You are welcome here on Goat vs. Fish. Are you sure that you're stoned? Are you sure that you're stoned? Stare into the background of Goat vs. Fish. Stare into the background now. If you really were stoned, don't you think you'd be seeing some crazy, weird, and beautiful colors suddenly showing up now? Type goat or fish in the chat if you do. Type goat or fish in the chat if you do. Okay, let's erase. Let's erase. You're an ordained pastor. Al pastor? You're an ordained al pastor? Well, Goat vs. Fish is actually, while we are a registered trademark, Goat vs. Fish is also looking to become a 501c3 nonprofit religious organization. And part of that versus is showing up consistently for Goat and Fish, as you know. Perhaps you can tell them all about it. We have to have regular services. And there, of course, is the Church of Goat vs. Fish that's in the garage of Goat vs. Fish. And we want to have services there. But it's tough. It's tough to get Goat and Fish to come out. But what we do know is that here on the Interwebiverse, we can hold the services. We can hold a congregation unification celebration. And we can have you joining Goat vs. Fish in the mornings. And that's why you're here. That's why you're here on Goat vs. Fish. And your presence is welcome on Goat vs. Fish. Oh, my verses. It sounds like someone has made a contribution to Goat vs. Fish. Here we are preparing the new verses, making new verses, preparation. And we hear a sound. We hear a little alert for Goat vs. Fish. What could it be? What could it be? Why, it's Lysergic Freak Dick. That's that Monday verses. Giving a gifted sub to Weed Pipe. That's the congregation of Goat vs. Fish. That's the congregation we know so well. Appreciation for your gift to Goat vs. Fish. That's one versus. That's one gifted versus. That's one gifted versus. Beetlejuice Fan 50 says, hello, how's it going today? Beetlejuice Fan 50. Why, we've got a song for you. It goes like this. Well done, Beetlejuice Fan 50. Welcome to Goat vs. Fish. The one true question of Goat vs. Fish. Let's show the pastor how we get it done. The one true question of Goat vs. Fish is, are you goat or are you fish? Let's make our declarations. Let's make our declarations in the chat. Just before we get to our morning celebrations. It's time first for the declarations. And Nerlo6564 says goat, says Nerlo6465 says goat. So let's get one goat in the verses. Let's get one goat in the verses. Let's start. Oh, no, that's just for subscribers of Goat vs. Fish. Let's get one goat in the verses. It's our first goat. Celebration for goat. That's one goat. Beetlejuice Fan 50 says goat as well. That's two goat. Goat. Beetlejuice Fan 50, the undead goat, the exorcist goat. Appreciation, first time chatter. Consider following Goat vs. Fish, Beetlejuice Fan 50, if you don't follow already, because we would love to have goat like you in the congregation of Goat vs. Fish. Those fish need to be versed. Like Commodore Friday, fish like Commodore Friday, who says fish. Celebration for Commodore Friday, the fish. You've got Beetlejuice Goat versus Commodore Fish. What's going to happen when an undead exorcist goat An exorcist of the living fish is found out at sea by Commodore Friday the Fish. Wow, it's almost like Beetlejuice Fan 50 goes Hawaiian. And we have Weed Pipe, and we have Weed Pipe the Fish. Yes, that's right. We had a pastor in here earlier who was talking about getting stoned. But guess what? You're not the only one. Weed Pipe the Fish is in the verses, and Celebration for Fish and Celebration for Fish. And on Twitch, we've got the hype train going, but who cares about that? Consistent Mike. Let's start with your consistency. Are you goat or are you fish? Now, whatever you pick, we're going to be looking to see if you pick the same thing next verses, to see if you're consistent. But that's not because you have to be consistent on Goat versus Fish. It's just because you call yourself consistent. So Goat versus Fish wants to see what you do about that. But of course, there are many ways to be consistent. One way you could be consistent is just by continuing to show up on Goat versus Fish in the mornings. And Goat versus Fish can be consistent by continuing to show up at Goat versus Fish in the mornings. Pedestador, are you goat or are you fish? Weedpipe has declared fish, and Vind declared fish. Let's get another fish. That's 3 fish. Vind declared fish, so that's 3 fish. 3 fish and 2 goat. Celebration. Green Tea 3699 says, I'm going to select Team Goat because goat jump on trampolines. Yes, so let's get your goat in the verses. Green Tea, goat. That is your goat, Green Tea Goat. That is your goat. And welcome to Goat versus Fish. Padistador says, I'm fish. 4 fish and 3 goat. The verses in the mornings have been very even lately with about as many goat as fish. It's an interesting verses. The evening verses tend to be much more lopsided towards goat or towards fish, but something about these morning verses, we get goat and we get fish. We have Talha 12960 who says celebration for goat. Well then, let's get a goat in the verses. Let's get a goat in the verses. Now, is that a choice of goat? The Big Mars says celebration for goat. We're going to call that a choice of goat. We're going to call that a goat. We love it when you celebrate goat. We love it when you celebrate fish. But some of you, if you're new to Goat versus Fish, and you're just saying, let's find out what happens if I say celebration for goat. Let's see what happens if I say celebration for fish. We are asking you not just to celebrate the goat and fish, but also to choose goat or fish. So if you, the Big Mars, or Talha 12960, wish to declare for fish instead of goat, you can. You just tell Goat versus Fish, no, switch my verses from goat to fish. We have Ozeek Loffer, who's back. Another player from the goat team has joined the room. Celebration for goat. That makes 6 goat. And 4 fish. Goat are pulling away from fish, but this happened yesterverses where we had slightly more goat than fish, but then the fish ended up coming out on top. And let us not forget that Lysergic, that Lysergic Freak gifted a subscription. And did Lysergic Freak declare goat or fish? Lysergic Freak has declared fish. Hey, Lysergic Freak, you have gifted a sub here on Goat versus Fish, and we appreciate your contribution to Goat versus Fish. If you become a subscriber, you renew your subscription, or you gift a sub, guess what? You get to have a fish of a different color in your verses being a fish. So, would you like to be, if you are still here, would you like to be a red fish? You could be a red fish. You could be an orange fish. You could be a yellow fish. You could be a purple fish. You could even be a blue fish. You could be a white fish, but like a colored in white fish. Or you could be a green, invisible, green screen magic type fish. You could be an invisible fish, or you could be an invisible fish. Poisson rouge. Appreciation. Goat versus Fish, we changed the hype training. Oh, Goat versus Fish. We changed the hype training settings. So, oh no, we didn't want to do that. Oh, what has happened? Goat versus Fish pushed a versus that full screened the chat of Goat versus Fish, and now Goat versus Fish can't see anything. Okay, Goat versus Fish. We're back on Goat versus Fish. Poisson rouge. So we're going to make your fish a red fish. We're going to make a red fish just like this. A red fish. Just like this. Because when you support Goat versus Fish, you get an extra little bonus versus. We're going to take a little bit of extra time on that fish. You can make that fish any color you want. You can make that fish any color that you want. No mistakes here, just happy goat and fish. No mistakes, just happy goat and happy fish. Some say they don't know how to draw a fish. They say, I'm afraid, what if I make it the wrong color? You can make that fish any color you want. And there's your redfish. There's your redfish. There's your redfish and appreciation for the subscription to Goat vs. Fish. And we have DJ Stu Lou who says goat. That's another goat, not to be deterred. That's another goat. Which means we have 7 goat and 5 fish. 7 goat and 5 fish. The versus continues. Punky Doodle OG back for a second versus. Welcome back to Goat vs. Fish. You are so welcome to Goat vs. Fish. That's 8 goat. That's 8 goat and 5 fish. We've got goat and fish coming from all across versus America. And we have Nerlo6564 who says goat, celebration for goat. We think we counted your goat, but please remind Goat vs. Fish. Spoonman says it is fish. Spoonman for fish. There's fish, and we're feeling like giving you a spoon. So we're going to give you a spoon. We're going to have a spoon just coming out of the back of your head there. Big spoon. Big spoon. This fish is going to be big spoon. Big spoon fish. Spoon-wielding fish. Spoon-wielding fish. Spoon us. You've been spooned. Let's look at the goat spoon the fish. That's a question. Who would be the big spoon? Who's the big spoon? Who's the little spoon? Is goat the big spoon or is fish the little spoon? You tell Goat vs. Fish. Answers now. Who's the big spoon, the goat or the fish? So here we have the current board of Goat vs. Fish. We have 1 subscription for fish. We have 6 fish. We have 8 goat. But you may note, come on! You may note that this stream title is, what is the title of this versus? The title of this versus is Morning Congregation Celebration Proclamation with Goat vs. Fish. We will remind you here on Twitch that we have 48 subscribers. Let's try to get to 50. Let's try to get 2 more subscribers here on Goat vs. Fish. Of course, Goat vs. Fish, you want to get back to 100 subscribers, but let's start with 50. And thank you to all the 15 viewers of Goat vs. Fish and the other viewers of Goat vs. Fish on YouTube. So we want to do some proclamations. We have to start off your morning with a bit of Goat vs. Fish. And so here's what we're going to do. This is the first versus. We're building the morning traditions on Goat vs. Fish. So let's try to do this. Let's try to just have a big versus. Shake out those legs of goat. Shake out those goat legs. Shake out those goat arms. Shake out those fins. Move your tails around. Yes, just move about a bit. Get that blood flowing. It's not going to flow on its own. Some verses you may feel tired. You may have gotten little sleep. But if you start moving about, you will find your vision becomes sharper. You become stronger. The life returns to you. Yes, of course. It's not going to make up for the fact that you got only 4 hours of sleep yesterday versus because you stayed up all night playing gotcha games on your phone. It won't make up for that, but it will help. And it will remind you that you are in control of your own verses. Your own verses are within your grasp. And Stay Lifted Productions says there can only be celebration for goat. Well, Goat vs. Fish would never say that there can only be celebration for goat because we're also very happy to celebrate fish. But Stay Lifted Productions is here to say there can only be 1 celebration for goat. So let's give 1 celebration for goat. And that's 9 goat, and 6 fish. And this fencing mic stand is not being very consistent for Goat vs. Fish. So, Midnight Rooster is here for goat. Okay. 10 goat, and 6 fish. So let's have some morning celebrations. And really, we think celebrations, it should be a full versus. So let's even just push back Goat vs. Fish. We'll push back Goat vs. Fish. A celebration should be We think of both the leg and the arm. Of both the goat and the fish. So we think goat versus fish. We're going to put our feet shoulder width apart. That's always a great place to start. Feet shoulder width apart. If you can. Of course, if you are seated, you may be seated, but don't sit on the fence. As long as you're not sitting on the fence, you may be seated all you wish. And goat versus fish. We're going to goat versus fish. We're going to bend. We're going to bend at the knee. Oh, my verses. We're going to bend at the knee, and then goat versus fish, and then goat versus fish. We're going to go out and about, a big celebration with the arms, a big celebration with the arms. So we're going to move the full verses. We're going to squat down, and we're going to get off that fence with a morning celebration, and we're going to say celebration. Punky Doodle, thank you for following Goat vs. Fish on Twitch. We are happy to have you on Twitch. We're happy to have you on YouTube. As a matter of verses, we love those YouTube views because we want to rack up hours on Goat vs. Fish. So let's do 10 morning celebrations like this. Celebration! 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 Was that 10 celebration? Was that 11 celebration? And oh, Goat versus Fish, we can feel it. We can feel it already. That's a mighty versus. It's a big, big mighty versus. BBDH187 says celebration. BBDH187, are you goat or are you fish? Oh, Goat versus Fish, yes. Even just that simple verses is reminding Goat versus Fish. You've got to do it. You've got to do these basic verses. We think we're going to do another 10 celebrations. We're going to do another 10 celebrations just after we've counted BBDH187's fish. Celebration for fish. There's fish. There's fish. There's BBDH187 the fish. Let's put this verses here. Okay, Goat and Fish, take another sip of your hydration. And let's continue our morning celebrations with the congregation. Because tuning in to Goat versus Fish is not just a celebration of your mind, it's also a celebration of your body. And it's about feeling great with Goat versus Fish. So here we go. Another 10 morning celebrations. We bring in our hooves and fins just like this, centered on Goat versus Fish. You take it, you breathe in the verses. We go down. And we go up and we celebration, big celebration. And we shout out celebration. We shout out celebration to the universe. And if you're in a place where you can't shout out celebration to the universe, first we would ask yourself, is it really that you can't say celebration, or is it just because you're too scared and too afraid of being judged? But who's going to judge you for saying celebration? But if you really can't say celebration, then you can say it in your mind, or you can just whisper celebration to yourself, as long as you are breathing with Goat versus Fish. So let's do 10 more celebrations. 10 more celebrations. Celebration! 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 Yes, celebration! What is the celebration all about? Why, it's all about Goat versus Fish. And what's Goat versus Fish all about? It's all about you. And Salad Bandit says, if only you were a girl, you'd have 2K views by doing this. Sorry, bro. Hey, Goat vs. Fish is not here to lament all of the verses that could be or could have been. Goat vs. Fish is just here to celebration what is. And what is Goat vs. Fish. And what is that Salad Bandit is here chatting to Goat vs. Fish. And there is no boy or girl. There's only goat and fish. So Salad Bandit, you're here with Goat vs. Fish, and that's all that matters to Goat vs. Fish. And of course, everyone here who's here in the congregation with Goat vs. Fish also matters to Goat vs. Fish. And what also matters, Salad Bandit, is, are you goat or are you fish? Are you goat or are you fish, Salad Bandit? We know goats and fish alike like to munch on that salad. So why don't you tell us, goat all day, baby, celebration for goat, celebration for goat. Celebration for goat. And it's a gifted verses. Lysergic Freak Dick has gifted a verses to Art Man. Celebration, 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 celebration. Art Man, the goat is in the verses. Art Man, the goat is in the verses. Art Man, the goat is in the verses. And it's another subscription. And it's another subscription for the fish. It's another subscription for fish. So Goat vs. Fish, for Lysergic, we're going to say, we've never done this. We've never quite done this before. We've never quite done this before. Because when we count these subscriptions, well, we think, let's try a new verses. Let's try a new verses. Let's try a new verses where your subscriptions, instead of counting the subscriptions as a separate verses, we just count the, no, Goat vs. Fish. No, let's count the subs as a separate verses. It's fun to count the subs as a separate verses. So here we have subscription. We have subscription. Subs. These are Twitch subscriptions. And at this verses, we have 2 subscriptions. Lysergic has gifted 2 subscriptions. And so we're going to get 2 fish subscriptions. And here's our first fish. A beautiful goldfish. And here is our second fish. Let's call it the Mahi Mahi. The Mahi Mahi fish. These will representation the 2 subscriptions. Lysergic is goat? Lysergic is goat? Oh, of course, Goat vs. Fish. Of course, Lysergic has been goat this whole verses. Blaufish. Artman, you say Lysergic is goat, but wait a verses. Artman says Lysergic is goat. Lysergic, are you goat or are you fish? And there we have it. We have 2 fish subscriptions. Artman is just yelling goat. Artman's just yelling goat. Fish till death. Like Lysergic Freak Dick says, fish till death. Oh, what could be under there? What could be under there for Goat vs. Fish? What could be under there? Oh, you'll never know. Quacky Happy Inc. says, good afternoon, friends. Good afternoon. What could that even possibly mean? Could it be something obscene? Goat vs. Fish doesn't know, because Goat vs. Fish does not know the difference between good and evil. We only know the difference between goat and fish. And it's that Goat vs. Fish and that fish versus goat. Quack Happy Inc. You quack happy slappiness. Are you goat or are you fish? Welcome to Goat vs. Fish. Are you goat or are you fish? We're doing our morning celebrations here on Goat vs. Fish. Ha ha ha, this is a beautiful shit show, says Artman. Oh, it's a beautiful verses. It's a very beautiful verses, and it's all the more beautiful because you are here. Not my real name 4511 says I woke up to embrace fish. Celebration for fish, celebration for fish. Embrace the fish. Embrace the fish. That's 1 more fish in the verses. That's 11 goat. That's 11 goat and 5, 6, 7, 8 fish. Quack Happy is sending love to Goat vs. Fish. And Lysergic is the goat of gifting. Well, if the goat of gifting is actually a fish, then that's just 1 more goat, that's a fish. Then that's just 1 more goat, that's a fish. That's just 1 more goat, that's a fish. Not my real name wants to embrace the fish. Well, by all verses, embrace the fish. Embrace the fish. Embrace the fish. We're embracing the fish. Look at us embrace that fish. We embrace the fish for you. Only consensual verses on Goat vs. Fish. Quack Happy is celebrating goat. Quack Happy is celebrating fish. And we're not shaming goat. We're not shaming. No shame for goat. No shame for goat. Brilliant. I'm so glad I'm here. Goat vs. Fish is so brilliant that I'm here. Let's do another 10 morning celebrations. Another 10 morning celebrations with Goat vs. Fish. Now we know that Goat vs. Fish is broadcasting all across the universe. We know that you may be watching this at a different time. It may not be morning for you. It could be an evening celebration. Really, you can celebration any time, but it's the morning for Goat vs. Fish. So let's do another 10 morning celebrations just like this, just like this. Celebration! 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 We've done 30 morning celebrations, and then that just says to Goat vs. Fish. One of these verses we'll do a 100 celebration stream, and then we'll do a 1,000 celebration stream, and we'll do a 10 million celebration stream. Stay Lifted Berry says Goat shall dominate and rule all. Goat shall dominate and rule all. That's one more for Goat. That's one more for Goat. Oh, we kind of like this verses. We kind of like it being further back. We had it much closer to Goat vs. Fish. But this way we get a little more depth of field on Goat vs. Fish. We think it's nice. We think it's nice. It's experimentation. We're using the space. Speaking of space, let's go to space. Let's go to space. Let's go to space on Goat vs. Fish, just for the fun of the verses. It's Goat vs. Fish in space. It's Space Goats and Space Fish. YouTube celebration. Artman presents appreciation. BBDH187 asks, Goat vs. Fish, have you won any feat awards lately? No, Goat vs. Fish won the first inaugural FootFest on the Uncle Joe show, and then Goat vs. Fish retired. We have not officially or goatily won any other FootFests, but Goat vs. Fish, of course, if you want Goat vs. Fish to show feet live on stream, then for 100 verse American dollars, if you tip Goat vs. Fish $100, we'll show feet. Goat vs. Fish. Goats in space. Quack Happy Inc. says, there is a real-life animal called a goatfish. There's a real-life animal called a goatfish? Ah, yes. Goat vs. Fish has heard of this. Goat vs. Fish has heard of the real-life animal called a goatfish, and we're going to show it right here on stream. We're going to show it. We're going to show it right... Oh, Goat vs. Fish. We're going to show it right here on stream. Remember, Goat and Fish, if you are not subscribed on YouTube, Goat vs. Fish, you should subscribe on YouTube. If you are not subscribed on Twitch, get subscribed, because all subscribers are entitled to a free 2-inch by 2-inch sticker that says Goat vs. Fish. It's actually decal. It's vinyl. Rain or shine, it will versus all the time. Become a subscriber, and then you can get a sticker. Goat vs. Fish will send you a sticker of Goat vs. Fish. Artman says, I'm subscribed. Artman, have we ever sent you a sticker? Goat vs. Fish is going to send a link to you. It's a form. It's a form. You may have filled it out before, but you can fill it out again. Goat vs. Fish. Post the link to you. If you are a Twitch subscriber, which is to say you're giving money to Goat vs. Fish, then you can fill out the form and you can request a free sticker from Goat vs. Fish. As a matter of verses, if you just fill out the form anyway, then Goat vs. Fish will probably send you a sticker, because that's the price of information. That's the price of information. Stay Lifted Productions has 2 Goat vs. Fish stickers on my mic. Celebration. Why don't you take a picture of that mic and post it to your social media and tag Goat vs. Fish, and then we'll repost your verses. Goat vs. Fish data harvesting. Goat vs. Fish has been data harvesting since the beginning of Goat vs. Fish. When we ask, are you goat or are you fish, that's data harvesting in its purest verses. That's data harvesting in its purest verses. Goat vs. Fish has always been data harvesting. When we ask you, are you goat or are you fish, that's Goat vs. Fish data harvesting in the purest verses. We want all the information. We want to know if everyone and everything and every place and every thought you ever had is goat or if it's fish. You swipe left, you swipe right, you swipe goat, you swipe fish. You order at your fast food restaurant. Are you ordering goat or are you ordering fish? When you go to vote, are you voting for goat? Are you voting for fish? When you change the channel, are you spending more of your micro-attentions on goat or are you spending more of your micro-attentions on fish? Goat versus fish will harvest all of your data, and we will determine if it's goat or if it's fish, but don't worry, it's going to be totally anonymous, and you don't have to worry about your privacy being invaded at all. You can trust Goat versus Fish. That's a great clip. But we said we wanted to have a look at the goatfish. Helios V2 says, celebration for fence. Celebration for fence? Celebration for fence?
The electric fence.
And we've got one fence sitter. We've got one fence sitter in the verses. Very pitiable indeed, Helios. It was going so well. It was going so well. It was going so well. So we promised we'd show you the goatfish. You wanted to see the goatfish. Someone said, did you know there's an actual goatfish? We do know there's an actual goatfish as a matter of verses. And we're going to show you the evidence right here, right now on Goat versus Fish. We're going to show you the actual goatfish. We think we've got it here. Yes, we've got it here. Because Julian Mr. Humdinger showed us, said, hey, Goat versus Fish, look at this. Said, hey, Goat versus Fish, look at this. It's a real goatfish, and it's leaving today. It's the GoatVsFish pickaxe. It's the GoatVsFish pickaxe on Fortnite. And it costs 800 verses. And it's leaving today. But maybe today was yesterday. And it's called GoatVsFish. You want evidence of your real-life goatfish? Well, there it is. Fortnite. Fortnite's gone goatfish. Fortnite has seized the power of Goat versus Fish. And given that Goat versus Fish is a legal trademark by the U.S., the VS, the versus federal government, Goat versus Fish demands compensation. Goat vs. Fish demands compensation from Fortnite for using the proprietary design of Goat vs. Fish in their pickaxe. If you're going to make a weapon out of Goat vs. Fish, you better pay Goat vs. Fish. You'd better pay Goat vs. Fish. Quack Happy Inc. says, celebration for fence sounds like a vote for fish. I've never seen a fish lose to a fence. We don't talk about nets here. Don't talk Goat vs. Fish. We're not talking about nets. Goat vs. Fish never said net. Goat vs. Fish never said that. Goat vs. Fish never said net. Goat vs. Fish never said internet. Goat vs. Fish never said fence. Goat vs. Fish only said Goat vs. Fish. And Goat vs. Fish only said celebration. And are you goat or fish? And are you goat or are you fish? Appreciation for the shout out, Lysergic. Thank you. It's an old code, but it still checks out. It's an old code, but it still checks out. There was someone here on Goat vs. Fish. There was someone here on Goat vs. Fish who just a verses ago, and we hope you're still with us. And thank you, Quack Happy Inc. Quack Happy Inc. Appreciation for following Goat vs. Fish back in 2025. It wasn't Stay Lifted Berry. It was Salad. It was Salad Bandit. Hey, Salad Bandit, are you still here? Because Salad Bandit said, hey, Goat vs. Fish, if only you were a hot chick, you would be getting 2,000 viewers. If only you were a hot chick, if only. But what about this? What about this? Goat vs. Fish is getting thousands of views. Is getting
It's
it's
never
the
too
thousands
early.
of thousands. Yes, you heard Goat versus Fish. You heard Goat versus Fish. Goat versus Fish is getting thousands of views. Let's have a look at this. Let's have a look at this. Why won't it show the view count to Goat versus Fish? Show us. Why don't you show us how many thousands of views we're getting right here, right now? That's what Goat versus Fish wants to do. That's what Goat versus Fish wants to say. Goat versus Fish. You have to prove that you don't have to be a hot chick to get thousands of views. Please, Goat versus Fish. We don't even know if a chick is a goat or if a chick is a fish. Okay, we'll just start here. We'll start here. So, on the YouTube of Goat versus Fish, Goat versus Fish made a YouTube short out of something we did on Yester versus Morning stream, and you can see there. Latest YouTube short performance. Can you ever be too early or too late for Goat versus Fish? And we have 1,000 views. 1,000 views for the short of Goat versus Fish. 1,000 views for the short of Goat versus Fish. Yes, this versus was viewed 1,000 times, and it's only because we use some cheap editing tricks to grab your attention, and also Goat versus Fish. But why don't we watch that YouTube short? Why don't we watch that YouTube short just so we can say that we watched that YouTube short on Goat versus Fish? Look at the face of Goat versus Fish. Look at the face of Goat versus Fish. Website volume down website volume. We know how it goes. We know how you do it over here. Okay, let's watch this YouTube short of Goat versus Fish.
It's never too early. It's never too early to choose goat or fish. It's never too early for Goat versus Fish. It's never too late for Goat versus Fish. And it's never too Goat versus Fish. And it's never Goat versus Fish. It's always Goat versus Fish, even when you say it's not. It's never too early. It's never too early to choose goat or fish. It's never too early for Goat versus Fish. It's never too late for Goat versus Fish. And it's never too Goat versus Fish. And it's never Goat versus Fish. It's always Goat versus Fish, even when you say it's not. So there you go. There's the YouTube short of Goat versus Fish. It's a humble versus. And views are 30% higher than your other shorts. Celebration. It's 1,000 views of Goat versus Fish. It's 1,000 views of Goat versus Fish. It's 1,000 views, and that's a cause for celebration. Celebration. Now in a versus where Goat and Fish are getting millions of views, you may say 1,000, that's not much, Goat versus Fish. But when we hear 1,000 views,
It may not seem like it, but that is cause for celebration.
Celebration!
Versus Fish. Versus Fish.
And Dr. Get Good Gaming is on a streak here with Goat versus Fish. For 3 streams in a row. Appreciation. 3 streams in a row for Goat. A celebration for Goat. And Ham Mods, Are You Goat or Are You Fish? And J-Sticks is here. It's never enough Goat versus Fish when it is Goat versus Fish. And Are You Goat or Are You Fish? So we need 1 goat from J-Sticks. We need Goat versus Fish. We need 1 goat from Dr. Get Good Gaming, and we need a declaration from J-Sticks and Ham Mods. And Quack Happy Inc. asks, is there an alternate universe in which it is Fish versus Goat? I believe in context they're different. Let's examination that very soon. Ham Mod says Fish. So that's a goat, and that's a fish. And Lysergic Freak Dick says, oh my goat, that was a versus from the past. Don't even want to know. Goat. So we have 2 more goat, and 1 more fish. Two more goat and 1 more fish, and we have 14 goat, and 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 fish. We have 14 goat, and we have 9 fish. Can someone in the Twitch chat, if you will permit Goat versus Fish to beg? We have 49 subscribers to Goat versus Fish. Lysergic has gifted 2 subs this versus. Can we get 1 more Twitch subscription so we can have 50 subscribers of Goat versus Fish? And if you do, then Goat versus Fish will do 20 more morning celebrations because we've done 30. And if we get one more subscriber to make it 50. We'll do 20 more, so we do one morning celebration for each subscriber of Goat vs. Fish. How about that? That's a promise of Goat vs. Fish. That's a promise of Goat vs. Fish. And in the mean verses, Goat vs. Fish is going to share this YouTube short with you so you can share it with someone that you know. This is how we spread the verses. When we come together as a congregation, we do the social media of Goat vs. Fish. We paste the short link. Yes, the short link has been added to the chat. And one of the greatest ways you can add to the numbers of Goat vs. Fish is not just to like and comment and engage with this contentment of Goat vs. Fish, but also to send it, to share it to someone that you know on the Instagram, on the Twitterver, on the Book of Faces, in a private group chat. Just drop that link everywhere where you know that someone might want to watch Goat vs. Fish. And then you can even say, like, hey, what's this? I don't understand. Can you explain Goat vs. Fish? Can you explain why thousands are watching Goat vs. Fish? We really want to know. And while you're on YouTube, Goat vs. Fish will, of course, also send you the link to the current stream that looks like this. The link to the current stream that looks like this. The link to the current stream that looks like this. That looks like this. Like the link. Like this. The link to the current stream that looks like this. Like this. Like the link. Like this. The link to the current stream that looks like this. Like this. Like the link. Like this. The link to the current stream that looks like this. Like the link. Like this. The link to the current stream that looks like this. Like the link. Like this. The link to the current stream that looks like this. Like the link. Like this. The link to the current stream the link to the current stream that looks like this. The link to the current stream the link to the current stream that looks like this. The link to the current stream the link to the current stream that looks like this. The link to the current stream the link to the current stream that looks like this. The link to the current stream the link to the current stream that looks like this. The link to the current stream the link to the current stream that looks like this. The current stream looks like this. And of course, we want you to engage with this versus the link to the current stream that looks like this. Goat vs. Fish posts the link to you so you can like the YouTube stream, so you can comment on the YouTube stream, and so you can subscribe to Goat vs. Fish and ring the bell for notification on YouTube. So you can do that too. And we hope that you do, Okay, Goat and Fish, now it's time for something else. We've done our morning celebrations. We've done 30 morning celebrations. And it's a fine verses, but we think it's also time now to let me clear my throat. Yes, it's time for us to make some noise for the goat, to make some noise for the fish. It's time for goats. Hey, goats. Hey, goats. Hey, goats. This is your Goat vs. Fish calling. This is your Goat vs. Fish calling. We want all goats, large and small, short and tall, skinny and fat, and whatever else, and this and also that. We want all of you goats here, ready. All of you keyboard warriors, you get to the verses right now. We're calling all goat. Major League Apple Orchard says Team Goat. We're going to mark your goat in the verses. Celebration for goat. First time chatter, Team Goat, Team of Goat. Major League Apple Orchard, follow Goat vs. Fish. It's time for goat. Goat, this is your time to shine. Yes, there's 15 goat. And there's only 9 fish, but goat, all that matters in this verses now. All that matters is this verses. Appreciation for following Goat vs. Fish, Major League Apple Orchard. All that matters is this verses because it's time for a goat declaration. It's time for all of you goats to make the sound of the goat. So we want both the YouTube chat and the Twitch chat At the sound when Goat versus Fish tells you, we want you to post goat in the chat. We want you to post goat emotes in the chat. We want goat emoji in the chat. We want you going, bah! We want bah! We want bleat. We want goat. We want to hear the sound of the goat. We just want to see goat, and we want to hear the sound of goat. We want to see goat, not see goat like an ocean goat. Don't get offensive with Goat versus Fish. We want goat. We want goat. We want all of you goat at the keyboard. You have 10 seconds to get to the keyboard and to get ready to type and show all of your goat. And while you're typing and showing all of that goat, we want you making sounds. We want you going, bah! We want you going, bah! All throughout the cubicle laden office, all throughout your Starbucks, all throughout the construction site. Goat versus Fish doesn't care if you're white collar or blue collar. Goat versus Fish doesn't care if you're goat collar or fish collar, or if you have no collar at all, or if you have a salmon collar. Goat versus Fish just wants you, if you are a goat, to make the sound of a goat and to type into the chat, bah! Or goat, or pictures of goat, or whatever the goat. It's time for goat. It's time for goat. We're counting down now. Counting down from Goat versus Fish. And then let's hear it. Let's hear it, goat. Get ready. Get ready. G. O. A. And remember, we want you to T. Make the sound of goat. V. As you type the goat. S. F. Don't hesitation. This is your time. I. To be free with Goat versus Fish. S. To let the world know that you're goat. H. That was some goat. That was goat sounding off. That was goat sounding off. And let's see how many goat actually made their way to the keyboard to Celebration the Goat. And if we look, we see that J-Stick said goat. And we have Major League Apple Orchard who says your dad. Yes. And Major League Apple Orchard also redeemed Celebration for Goat. And BBDH7 187 says glug, glug, glug. Goat. We got one bleat from J-Sticks, and Major League Apple Orchard redeemed a Celebration for Goat, and BBDH 187 said glug, glug, glug. Goat versus Fish. This was supposed to be a huge versus for Goat. A huge versus for Goat, but hey, Thunderhead 81 says Goat. Celebration for Goat. Thunderhead 81 said Goat. We're going to be counting this versus, Goat. We're going to be counting this versus. We're going to give you one more chance, Goat, on this new tradition of Goat versus Fish. This is a versus. There are many verses, and this is a versus. It's the verses of sounding off. We want a cacophony of Goat. We want a cacophony of Goat. Even you lurkers. And then we're going to do the same thing for Fish, and we're going to see who has more support in the chat of Goat versus Fish. But we're not even going to do another versus for Goat. We're not even going to do another versus for Goat. Goat, you had your chance. You had your chance, Goat. We told you to come to the verses. We told you to do Goat. And we got J-Sticks with the bleat and Major League Apple Orchard with a celebration for Goat. And Major League Apple Orchard said your dad, but we don't know if your dad is a goat or a fish. So Goat, your score is 2. The score of Goat is 2. So if we get, when we count down again from Goat versus Fish, if we get Fish sounding off and we get more than 2 fish sounding off in the verses, then it will be a triumph for Fish. It will be a triumph for Fish, even though there are more Goat than Fish. Let's see who wants it more. Let's see who wants it more. Fish, now is your time. Fish, now is your time. It's time to make the sound of a fish. Some say that fish don't really make a sound, but it's not true. It's not true at all. The sound of the fish goes like this. It goes blub, 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 blub. Or if you prefer blub, 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 blub. Or if you prefer blub, 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 blub. So on the count of Goat versus Fish, we want loud fish. We want proud fish. We want fish clearing their throats and letting it known to the world that this is a world of fish. It's a fish world and you're just swimming in it. Ooh, the goats have yelled at you. The goats have yelled at you. And now it's time, fish. Now it's time for your retaliation. It's time for fish. It's time for fish. The fences tried to keep you down. The goats tried to keep you silent. But no more. No more. Come on, fish. Come one. Come all. Come all of you fish. Come all of you fish. It's time to make the sound of fish on the count of goat versus fish. We want you typing fish in the congregation. We want you posting fish emojis in the congregation. We want fish everywhere. There's fish everywhere. It's 20 past day. It's fish on my tray. It's 40 past 8. It's fish on my plate. It's fish everywhere. It's fish everywhere. Let's count down from goat versus fish and let's hear the sound of fish. Typing glug glug, typing blub blub, fish emoji. Just fish all around. Just fish all around. G. O. Come on, fish. Get ready. A. T. Even you lurking fish. V. S. Let's make the sound of the fish. F. I. You've got to beat 2 goats. S. H. Time to check the scores. Time to check the scores. Weed Pipe says blah 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 blah. Lysergic Freaknik says fish, 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 and redeemed a verses for fish, and redeemed a verses for fish. And BBDH187 says glug glug glug, and Weed Pipe even said blub in both the YouTube chat and the Twitch of Goat versus Fish. So we have Weed Pipe, Lysergic, and BBDH187. That's 3. That's 3 fish. The fish sounded off for 3. The fish sounded off for 3. That's a triumph for fish. That's a triumph for fish. Fish have won the verses. Fish have won the verses of the sound off. Fish have won the verses of the sound off celebration for fish. Let's give you a big chunky verses right there in celebration of sounding off the verses of the sound off. Yes. And the battle cry of fish resounded and reflected and rebounded throughout the mountain and of the hills and of the grassy knolls and patches of goat. There's your verses. There is your verses. You've earned it, fish. Look how shiny it is. Wow. Oh, jealous goat. Oh, I wish I had that verses. I wish I had gone and made a sound of goat. That verses belongs to fish now. That verses belongs to fish. And a celebration for fish, and a celebration for fish. The fish, the fish, the fish to triumph, the fish to triumph over the goat. Yes. Yes, that's a verses for fish. Yes, that's a verses for the fish. And Lysergic Freaknik redeemed us verses for fish, redeemed a verses for fish. So why don't we go now? Why don't we go now? And first, we're going to check the time of goat versus fish. Time is fine. The time is fine. Time is fine. And let's go check. Let's go check goat versus fish, and let's see. If we can bring up a verses for fish. We have so many verses. So let's see. Bass fishing. Drawing a fish. Let's have a look at some fish news. Fish news. Coming to you from the Instagram. Here's some fish news. From the account Field and Stream. He spent 60 hours drawing a brown trout, and it was worth every second. Celebration. We like how this name of the account is Field and Stream, because field is a place for goat and stream is a place for fish. So it already feels very goat versus fish. But look at this man. Look at this dapper man. 60 hours drawing a brown trout? That's a lot of time to commit to fish. That's a lot of time for a fish. And it was worth every single second within 60 seconds. Well, let's count that out. We've got 60 seconds in a minute, so that's 60 seconds. But then there's 60 minutes in an hour. So that would be 360. That would be 360 goat versus fish. 60 seconds in a minute, but then 60 minutes in an hour. So 6 times 6 is 36. 3,600 seconds in an hour, but it was 60 hours. It was 60 hours, so 3,600 times 10 hours is 36,000 seconds. Times 6 times 6 times 36. 6 times 36. 30, goat versus fish, 6, 12, 18, 186, 36, 216,000 seconds? Let's check the calculation. 60 times 60 times 60. 216,000. Celebration for goat versus fish. Celebration for the mental math of goat versus fish. We've done it. So here we are. An absolute hammer of a fish. We actually looked at a fish hammer in previous verses. It was an artifact. It was a hammer that looked like a fish. It was a pretty fine versus and a way to really smash the skull of a goat. Not that goat versus fish endorses violence, but just as a hypothetical versus. Paul Vesey, that sounds familiar, is one of the few humans, be they goat or fish, alive who can tell you exactly what this fish looks like at the genetic, anatomical, and geographical level and then put it on paper with scientific precision. He's a fisheries biologist, lifelong fly angler, and one of the top illustrators documenting the world's endemic fish species. In 20-plus years, he's produced hundreds of technical plates for researchers and conservationists, including over 100 brown trout forms. If you care about wild fish, and Goat vs. Fish totally cares about wild fish, this is one of the guys preserving their story before it disappears. But no, we celebrate the preservation of fish, but why is it that we always have to celebration the fish only when they're being preserved? We don't want the fish to disappear. We are still going to like the post, however. Goat and Fish always question him with the same question: how long did it take? The real answer? Every illustration is a fight. 10 minutes of progress, then a stare down with doubt, stress, and what other fences the species throws at them. 20 to 30 hours of frustration. Then those final 1 to 3 hours where the fish can finally come alive, that moment where the high keeps clashing. In completing this brownie masterpiece, Fish as Art gave a big nod to Lake Mondsee, Fischutkrugstein, Franz Grubinger, and Fabian Roth for the conservation work that makes drawings like this possible. Let's have a closer look. Have a look at that. This is an illustration of a fish. You see that fish? You see that fish? You see that fish? Inches of fish. Look at that. Look at that illustration. This is lifelike fish. This fish is not meant to merely evoke the essence of a fish. This fish is meant to look exactly like the fish. And this is the verses for fish that you redeemed, Lysergic Freak Dick. This is a verses for fish. Look at that beautiful head of the fish. And this is not just any fish. This is a particular fish. This particular fish is being illustrationed. And why not take a picture of the fish? I don't know, but they're spending 60 hours drawing the fish instead. They're drawing that fish. Love an endemic fish. Love an endemic fish. Let's have another look. Look there. Look, the fish continues. And look at the beautiful coloration on the fish. We've got green. We've got green going to yellow. We've got yellow going to orange. We've got orange going to red. We've got the black spots on the fish. We've got the orange, black and orange spots, yellow spots on the fish, and you can see each of the individual little scales of that fish. And the fin, of course. The fin, of course. Yes, you can see the difference in the texture between the fin and the scales. Yes, you could take a picture of the fish, but we do not deny there is something about this illustration that gives us an insight into the true beauty and detail of the fish. Let's continue. So there they are. There's this guy, be they goat or fish, with their glasses that they need to make the illustration. 60 hours. 60 hours for this fish, and what a beautiful fish it is. What a beautiful fish it is. We support you. We support you for illustrating this fish and for sharing this fish with us. And once again, Field and Stream. Could there be a better Instagram name than Field and Stream? Well, there could be goat and there could be fish. We're going to type a little comment here, and we're going to say field. We're going to say goats. Goats in the field. Fish in the stream. Field and stream is a name worthy of goat versus fish, and might we say, and we do, that this is a beautiful and instructive illustration of a fish. And that is cause for celebration. Celebration. And we are going to leave that comment. And now Goat vs. Fish is going to share with you. Here we are. Illustration of fish. Goat vs. Fish has posted the link to you, so you can leave a comment. You can say, hey, I saw your picture on Goat vs. Fish. You can say, hey, I saw this picture on Goat vs. Fish, and what a beautiful versus it was. So there's your versus for fish. There's your versus for fish, Lysergic. We hope you enjoyed your versus for fish. We think it was very fine. We think it was a very fine versus for fish. And now, Goat and Fish, we think we'll sing you a song. We'll sing you a song, and then we've got to be going on. We'll sing you a song, and then we've got to be going on. This has been the morning stream of Goat vs. Fish. And we are so pleased to have joined you. And we are so pleased that you joined Goat vs. Fish. Oh, yes. For those of you who miss the song of Goat vs. Fish, Salad Bandit says, woo, Goat Gang, Salad Bandit, welcome back. Goat vs. Fish, we had a question for you, Salad Bandit. Oh, did you see, Salad Bandit, did you see that Goat vs. Fish had a YouTube short yesterday versus a YouTube short that had over 1,000 views? You said, oh, Goat vs. Fish. Oh, Goat vs. Fish. If only you were a hot chick, you would have thousands of views. But guess what? At the very least, we posted a YouTube short yesterday versus that got 1,000 views. So there you are. Let's sing a song. Let's sing a song of Goat vs. Fish. Salad Bandit, you're new to Goat vs. Fish, so please enjoy this versus. Goat vs. Fish.
Goat versus fish, it's goat versus fish. And it is what it is. Goat versus fish, the mighty goat fish. Goat versus fish is a goat and a fish. And the goat and fish versus a radiation. Goat versus fish brings the verses to you. Poisson! We promise the verses we tell you are true. Let 3345 Raiders welcome. What's goat versus fish and what's going on? It's chèvre contre poisson. Chèvre contre poisson. And it's goat versus fish for as long as you wish. Celebration for goat. Celebration for chef. Celebration for chef. Celebration for fish. Celebration for fish. Celebration poisson. Goat are always versus the fish. The fish are always versus the goat. And it was written, and it was wrote that goat versus fish and fish versus goat. If that doesn't make any sense, just please don't sit on the fence. No, don't sit on the fence. Oh, Jukebox 02 says, how about a fishy goat? Head instead or with rolling type fences now? The 3345 with a radiation of 37 coming in for the fish, coming in for the fish. And it's goat versus fish for as long as you wish, and it's live on the screen. What does that even mean? Is it something obscene? Let 3345 raids again for goat versus fish. That's 2 raids in a row from Let 3345. Appreciation. We appreciation you so much, Let 3345. Get all of your music needs met. All of your music needs met. And even a little bit of Quebec. If you want to get it and get your music from Let 3345. That's where you want to go. That's where you want to go for the show. That's where you want to go for the show. So goat versus fish, we're going to give a shout out to Let 3345. We thought the stream was going to end, but it's not. So go give a shout out for your records. We have Jukebox 02. Are you goat or fish? You say it's the birthday of the jukebox. It's the birthday of the jukebox. It's the birthday of the jukebox. Well, if that's true, then Goat vs. Fish should sing some songs for you. Goat vs. Fish, do you have any recommendations? You could check the streamer song list of Goat vs. Fish, and maybe you can make a recommendation of a song from that list, and if we can play it, we'll play it for you. We have one Jukebox who says Chev. We have Isha33 who says Poisson, and we have the 3345 who says Poisson. So let's get 1 Chev and 2 Poisson. Chev. Poisson. Celebration, nice raid, nice radiation from the 3345. You're helping to make the congregation grow strong. If you just raided Goat vs. Fish, consider giving a follow. Dude, it's Nats is just here to say goat. Celebration for goat. Salad Bandit says, if I change my vote from goat to fish, what type of fish are we talking? What type of fish are we talking? Well, what type of fish are you talking? What kind of fish would you want in order to change your vote from fish to goat? And are you just being swayed? Are you just being swayed? Are you just being swayed? Thank you, Dude Is Nat. It's so great to have you here. It's so great to have you here. And, oh, a subscription. Let 3345 is subscribing to Goat vs. Fish. That's 50 for Goat vs. Fish. That should be 50 for Goat vs. Fish. Celebration! Let 3345, what color do you wish? Do you want an orange fish? Do you want a red fish? Do you want a yellow fish? Do you want a blue fish? Do you want, oh, my verses. Do you want an invisible green fish? Do you want a white fish? Do you want a purple fish? You say, Jean. Which one's that? Would that be a yellow fish because of jaundice? You want a yellow? Is this the one you want? Is this the one you want? Is this the one you want? Oui. Okay. Let 3345 because they subscribed. And with the mighty raid, you get a yellow fish. You get a yellow fish. Goats have been outnumbering fish this versus, but fish won the verses of making noise, and fish also won the verses of who's giving more subscriptions to Goat versus Fish. The polylanguage dedication of skills of Goat versus Fish never ceases to amaze me. Well, you have to know how to speak Goat versus Fish and Yagi, Vasizu Sakana, and Chevre contre Poisson, and Ziga gegen Fisk, and Kiaza contre Pribe, and yes, we have a lot of Goat versus Fish. The musications will continue shortly, but we have achieved 50 subscriptions on Goat versus Fish. And because of that, we promised you we would give you 20 more morning celebrations. So we're going to do just that, 20 more morning celebrations. Join Goat versus Fish in the morning celebration. Let's get that blood flow going for Fish and for Goat. You've got long verses ahead of you, or maybe you're in the middle of your verses and you're feeling tired. It's time for some celebrations. They go like this: feet shoulder width apart, bend down, and open up. Celebration. Breathe in on the way down. Celebration. That may have been 11, but we're going to call it 10. And now we've got 10 more celebrations to get up to 50. Celebration. That's 50 celebrations. That's 50 celebrations on Goat versus Fish. This is peak versus on Twitch. Nobody versus better. Hogrim goes Goat. Price Douglas Stevens goes Catfish. That's one more Goat and one more Fish. It might have been the new verses of 2026, but Goat versus Fish is just feeling such inspiration to get back to the congregation of Goat versus Fish, and that means you, So thank you for being here with Goat versus Fish. Thank you for being here with Goat versus Fish. Goat versus Fish has been thinking less about how to entertain you, less about how to make you laugh, and more about just how we can spend some quality time together every morning so that you can get the motivation you need to versus the Goat, to versus the Fish, to get off that fence. Under the Bridge. We heard a recommendation for Under the Bridge. And Goat versus Fish. We have to... We have not played that in so many millions of years, but let's give it a try. Why not give it a try? Sometimes I feel like I don't have a goat versus fish. Have a partner. We're going to try that once more. And we're going to slow down the speed. Sometimes I feel like I don't have a partner. Sometimes I feel like my only friend is the verses I live in, the verses of angelfish, lonely as I am. Together we cry. Oh, wait. Let's check that verses. Hey, stop scrolling. Together we cry. I drive on her street. She's goat versus fish. She's my companion. I climb on goat hills. Goat versus fish. It's not an easy versus. I climb on goat hills. Fish knows who I am. It's verses of good deeds, their verses me windy, but I never worry. Now that is a lie. 'Cause I don't ever wanna eel like I go to this, like I did that day. So take me to the verses I love. We have to check this verses here. What makes this verses sound just like this verses? Second verses. Goat versus fish. Okay, goat versus fish. Okay, let's try this once more. 'Cause I don't ever wanna eel like I did that day. Take me to the verses I love. Take me all the way, 'cause I don't ever wanna eel like I did that day. Take me to the verses I love. Take me all the way. Jukebox 02. It's hard to believe that goat versus fish is out there. It's hard to believe that I'm not all alone. At least I have verses. The city, it loves me. Lonely as I am, together we cry. Because I don't ever wanna eel. Two verses me that day. Take me to the stream I love. take me all the way, 'cause I don't ever wanna eel like I did that day. So take me to the verses I love. Take me all the way. Yeah. Oh, fish. Oh, goat.
I sit on the fence downtown. That's where I drew from blood. Up on the fence downtown. I could not get enough on the fence downtown.
I forgot about my love under the fence downtown. I gave my life away. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 Well, we haven't played it in at least 5,000 years, but there you go, Jukebox. There you go, Jukebox. Under the bridge. We did it for you. 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 And now a song about the ongoing and ongoing conflict that's been happening now. Wonderful. Yes, thank you. Yes, thank you. Actually, who gives offense? Who gives offense about that conflict? Let's play this verses. Let's play this verses to remind us of the beautifulness of our time together. Tuesday morning brings goat verses. It's just a restless feeling by my side. Early dawning Tuesday morning. It's just a fence post poking up your behind. Watch out, the fence is behind you. GoatVsFish is always around for you to call. We're goat and fish all. Tuesday morning, and I'm falling. I've got a fancy feeling I don't want to know. Early dawning Tuesday morning. It's just that fish you versus not long ago. Watch out, the verse is behind you. GoatVsFish is always round for you to call. We're goat and fish all. Watch out, the fence is behind you. Goat versus fish is always round for you to call. We're goat and fish all. Goat versus fish, bye-bye jukebox.
Goat versus fish is wherever you are.
Whether you're near or you're far. Goat versus fish, the mighty goat fish. Goat versus fish is wherever you are. Where have you come from? Where shall you go? What have you seen? To whom will you show? How can we learn? And how can we grow? Does anyone even know? No, no, no. Does anyone even know? It's fish versus goat. It's goat versus fish. And the unity of goat.
A fish.
Goat versus fish. And that's the morning stream of Goat versus Fish. Appreciation, Dr. Get Good Gaming Appreciation. If you are still here with Goat versus Fish, we ask you to follow Goat versus Fish on all social media at Goat versus Fish. Tell someone you know about Goat versus Fish. If you're watching on YouTube, like the stream, leave a comment. And if you're not watching on YouTube, why don't you go to YouTube? Why don't you go to YouTube? And why don't you subscribe to Goat versus Fish? Why don't you subscribe to Goat versus Fish? Because that would just mean the verses to Goat versus Fish. Goat versus Fish posts the link for you to go and to like the stream and to subscribe to Goat versus Fish. Make it part of your morning routine. Make Goat versus Fish part of your morning routine. And make liking the stream and sharing the stream part of your morning routine, because we want more Goat and Fish to get involved with Goat versus Fish. More Goat and Fish to get involved with Goat versus Fish. Goat versus Fish would like to give a special celebration to our patrons. And here they are, and here they are. It's the celebration for the Patreon patrons: Karmic, Prue Lawrence, Atro, Sourdough, Watt 9807, Samuel Jairus, otherwise known as T1B, Tuga Ruger, Drew John, Hogrim, Eldergrown, Uber Kitten, Mama Joe Vramajo, Standard Average, Ben Bird Person, Jimmy Wrench, and the Quaxinator. Join the Patreon of Goat vs. Fish for even $1 a month, but we'd prefer $5, but whatever. Join the Goat vs. Fish Patreon. You can also become a free member, but please, in this versus, join the Patreon of Goat vs. Fish and get your name at the end of every video, at the end of every stream. Because when you subscribe or you give donations to Goat vs. Fish on YouTube or on Twitch, they take their cut. They take their cut of the verses. But if you become a Patreon patron of Goat vs. Fish, then Goat vs. Fish gets to keep ever more of that verses. And it is a great appreciation to continue. Let's make this list 1,000,000 Goat and Fish long. So thank you to all of you for joining Goat vs. Fish. This has been another Monday versus. And if we look here now, The final verses is 19 goat, and 12 fish. However, fish got a verses for blubbing louder than goat, and we got some subscriptions from fish. So even though the goat outnumber the fish, we think the fish out-hustled the goat this verses, and we're going to give the victory to fish. It's a triumph for fish. The fish do triumph. The fish do triumph over the goat. So we'll see you next verses. We'll see you next verses, YouTubers. We'll see you on the next verses of Goat vs.